public comment. We have a comment from Wallace Gardner, or Wally Gardner, and the topic is trees. Thank you.
Can I pass these out?
Please.
You want me to walk all the way around?
No, just pass the package, we'll pass it on.
My name is Wallace Gardner, and I'm retired and I don't like heights, which is relevant to trees. I've provided the documentation and 3 pictures to support what I'm about to say. 42 years ago, I purchased my first home at 1767 Sageland Drive in San Jose. I had no prior experience with a home. It was my first home one. After the homes across the street from me were completed, a crew came by and planted trees in the city's easement. Other than hiking and climbing, I had no real knowledge of trees. One time, the crew came by to do some trimming. That tree has damaged the sidewalk twice. The city is going to charge me $1,137.62 to replace the concrete. When they fix that sidewalk, all the roots that go under the sidewalk and push it up, they're going to cut off. My question, of course, is which way does the tree fall if the tree falls? Towards the street, with the possibility of hitting pedestrians and automobiles, or towards my house with equally bad results? The street was planted too close to my sewer line. It's right next to the PG&E and AT&T underground utilities. When queried by USA, they said hand dig only. The stump on that tree is 4 foot by 5 foot. The tree was hazardous, dropped heavy limbs at least 4 times. The first time it just missed a kid on a bicycle. The last time it happened, I asked for permission to remove it. In that packet, there are 3 pictures. 2 of the tree and 1 of overhead Google of the neighborhood show where my house is. The city wanted $1,611 to remove and replace the tree. I had a contractor do it for less. The work stopped after the tree was cut down because of where USA put the line showing where the utilities were. The crew that was there would not grind the stump because this was hand digged only. Their supervisor managed to get permission to do that. The city requires me to replace that tree with a specific tree. That tree reaches a height of 40 to 50 feet, and it's 30 to 40 feet in diameter, which is just another monster like the one we just got rid of. These trees really aren't a gift or a benefit, they are a liability. The city has dumped the maintenance and liability responsibility on the homeowners. When that tree falls, it's going to take out a big chunk of dirt and roots, which may be wrapped around those underground utilities. I can't afford to pay for the damages. I don't want to be responsible for the injuries or loss of life if somebody gets hit by a piece of a big tree. If the city insists on those trees, the city should assume the maintenance and the liability costs, or let the homeowner decide whether or not to keep the tree. Thank you for listening. I'll stick around if anybody has a question.
Thank you very much. Next up is addressed. And you got the time. Okay. Thanks. Sorry about that. We didn't time.
Yeah, we didn't last time.
Thank you.
Did I make it to them?
Ed Rath speaking for myself. I thought I'd give you some history. Basically, the first one is basically the Strong Neighbors Initiative actually got a national award for municipal excellence. As you can see from the one that says basically strong national city takes San Jose. Also, the Neighborhood Commission got an award at the same time. It's in the back, basically on this side of it. What happened is the original concept of the Neighborhood Commission was basically promote, support, participatory democracy. And as we take a look at the issue statement at the very beginning, the City Council has stated an intent to assume the views of all, to assure the views of all neighbors are considered on issues related to community quality of life. We agree there must be an ongoing body to link and support San Jose's neighborhoods in developing. Then you go down further, it's neighborhood groups both within and outside the redevelopment areas were included. The mission was to support and advocate for all San Jose neighborhoods and their community participation, communication, partnership, shared accountability, and community diversity, and integrate all the voices of the neighbors into the decision-making process. When you go over to the next page, relationships, the city is the primary decision maker. Neighborhoods Commission should act as advisory to council and work with both the city and, when applicable, at that time it was the redevelopment agency, but and appropriate, coordinate with other commissions and boards for quality of life issues. So basically, part of it is you're supposed to work with the other boards as appropriate. The last point is reports will be made to the neighborhood commissions, councils, and senior staff on a regular basis, and the annual report will be presented to at the time they were doing the yearly caucuses to council districts. Another thing, the support process that was set up to do this was we set up 10 neighborhood and community leader groups. And in doing that, those groups should be supporting you and you should be working with them. And so that's the system it's set up. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next up is Melinda Amezcua. Did I say your name correctly?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
Good evening, commissioners and city staff. My name is Melinda Amezcua, and I'm speaking for myself. Very serious and life-changing accusations were made at the last meeting by the commissioner from District 5 against the vice chair of this commission. She made serious and false allegations against the vice chair, including wrongfully labeling him sexist. I wonder, did the District 5 commissioner write down events as they occurred, or did she review the city's audio recording of the September meeting in question after the fact? It has been known that the vice chair was asked by the neighbors of my district to run for office, and I believe this is a political attack. The community expects commissioners to resolve issues professionally. Instead, these attacks were made politically and jeopardize the future of the commission. We live in a world where all it takes is one reckless accusation like this by a female to destroy a male's life permanently. I have worked with the vice chair of this commission for over a year now and have never witnessed him engage in any behavior that would be described as sexist or non-inclusive. I know him to be just the opposite, as evidenced when he approached me to be the vice president of the neighborhood association that he founded. When he believes in a cause or an issue, he will fight. But isn't that exactly what all of you are supposed to be doing on this commission? Aren't you supposed to stand up for what you believe, especially in this arena where disagreements are expected? Disagreeing with someone is fine, but making these types of allegations against someone because you lost a debate is 100% wrong, no matter how you look at it. I submit my comment to be in the public record.
Thanks for your comments. Any other public comment? Delbert Eng. Did I say your name correctly? How do you say your last name?
Ing, I say in, like I-N-G.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Delbert Ing, and I am speaking for myself. I agree with Melinda and would like to add that the vice chair of the commission was deeply hurt by the public comment made last month in this room by his peer, by a person he had worked with at a small group at a commission retreat, whom he spoke about positively with his wife regarding her passion and commitment to the people of her district and our city. Someone who took the time to share with him why diversity was so important to her, and someone who enriched the conversation of their workshop small group exercises. The vice chair was so hurt that after last month's meeting, he went back and reviewed the audio of the September meeting, something staff neglected to do prior to the meeting he was called in for. In fact, the engineer and him created an entire transcript of the meeting from beginning to end, complete with timestamps, who spoke, who recognized that person to speak, who was speaking without recognition, who called the floor to vote, and more. What he found was a commission that needs rules to establish order exactly what he attempted to achieve by the institution of Robert's Rules of Order in compliance with Policy 0-4. What he also found was that the statement by the District 5 Commissioner last month was completely false, and he has the data to back it up. I submit my comments to be recorded in the public record. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next up, David Serrano.
Commissioners and staff, my name is David Serrano. I'm speaking for myself. To continue what Melinda and Delbert are saying, I've seen the Vice Chair's September transcript analysis, found the data supports the conclusion that the Commissioner from District 5 and any other person who may have colluded with her are making false accusations against the Vice Chair. The total number of comments from this meeting included those who were recognized and those who spoke out of term, including the Vice Chair. The staff was 499. If you remove the Vice Chair, the Chair, and staff, the number of total comments drops to 145. Of those 145, 57 comments were from female commissioners. With the subtraction of the Chair and Vice Chair, there are only 2 female commissioners on this body, and there are 7 male commissioners. Translation, female commissioners spoke 2.3 times more than their male counterparts. The total, 409 comments and speeches, only 48 commissioners asked to be recognized and held the floor. Of those 48, the Vice Chair recognized 44. Of those 44, 14 were female commissioners, or 32%. This commission body is made up of 27% female commissioners. The Vice Chair recognized female commissioners more than their male commissioners. Excuse me. He recognized all who spoke, indicated by the timestamp data researched, as indicated at 18 minutes and 54 seconds, 19 minutes and 15 seconds, and so on and so on. At the end of every agenda item, the Vice Chair asked if anyone would like to speak or comment. The Vice Chair moved on after all requests for comments were submitted. This invalidates the claims of the Commissioner from District 5. This invalidates the claims from the Commissioner from District 5. And I submit my comment to be recorded in the public record.
Thank you for your comments. Next up, Bruce Sullivan.
Hi, my name is Bruce Sullivan, and I'm actually here to speak for myself. I'm in agreement with the previous speakers, Melinda, Delbert, and David, and would like to continue by asking a few questions. First one is, staff allowed to call a vote to question in this commission? I was under the impression that you had rules which stated only commissioners could call a vote. The Vice Chair's research found that during the most controversial agenda items, item 6B, letter to the Housing Commission, and item 6C, Commission monthly communication, the staff person for the commission called the vote into question and not the chair. Isn't this inappropriate at best? Wasn't it during these 2 heated issues where the genesis of the false accusations by the commissioner from District 5 took place? Would these misconceptions have been avoided if staff did not interfere with the natural flow of the debate? It's my belief they would have, unless this was simply an attempt to sabotage his political aspirations through defamation. Are the votes that were called by staff still valid? Are they invalid since the chair actually did not call the vote? Is this why the Housing Commission has not addressed the letter from 6B? Just like the entire work plan from last year was never approved by the Rules Committee, and all the work this body did last year was effectively for nothing because the staff dropped the ball. I submit my comment to be recorded in the public record.
Thank you for your comment. Is there any other public comment? Moving on. Consent calendar. Approve the minutes for the regular meeting of November 8th. We don't have our little
D has them.
thing. So Raise your hands high. Commissioner Colson.
I've read the minutes, and I move that we accept them as written.
I'll second.
Commissioner Colson moves, Commissioner Cunningham seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstain? Motion passes. Next item.